So if you have just a thing for specific people, doctors or lawyers, just meet them. Don't go trying to play God. Unataka kujifanya sawa wewe ndio savior. Captain America unataka kuja kulipia school fees.
But this is you assuming he wanted a doctor. No.
Okay, we used doctors.
Not assuming. I just
No, but for him, he thinks that this is a want this guy wanted. It is not a want he wanted.
But you know why?
But even though you're not supposed now to play parent in the sense that you're the one paying school fees, that's what I'm against. If this lady kulikuwa na fulfillment fulani alikuwa anaona like in a career anafaa kufulfill kitu, anataka kwenda shule, let just her work it out. You did not meet her kujifanya mzazi wake. She has parents, right? There's a reason why walimfikisha hata kama kukuwa na finances, then ni hapo ndo ilikuwa level yake. So you take from there because you take from there as a husband and she has to come in as a wife.
Wagwan. Walan. Welcome, Wakilisha family. We are glad to be back here with you. I am your host, co-host, friend with the most, NJ, and I'm here with the team. On the left,
Lucheli.
On the right.
On the right is Joey.
So, ongeza sauti.
The weather is cold. It's chilling.
On the right ni nani?
Who's on the right?
Joey.
Fanya hivi.
Unasikia beo jamaa anasema.
Take it away. Take it away.
Umeanza kunionea.
Hapana. Utakuoneaje?
Sauti ipo. Sauti lipo kwenye koo. Otherwise mko fiti?
Uko aire?
Uko best?
Kuna hapa, kuna pale. But wiki imekuwa tu wiki.
Ncheli naona yeye inakaa wiki yake imempeleka fiti.
Mi wiki yangu iko fiti. Life tu. Life is lifing. Life tu.
Wiki iko fiti.
Iko fiti.
Wasikabila mezoea statement wiki yangu imekuwa fiti, life is lifing. Bala, itabidi tu besimamia mahali. Life ina life ama wiki imekuwa fiti.
Iko fiti. Nothing surprising. Vitu za kawaida.
Vitu mingi zimehappen kwa hii wiki ba. Nikisema hakuna vitu zimekusurprise.
Gani imekusurprise? Nothing new under the sun.
Kweli? Under our sun.
Yeah.
Ati nini hiyo?
Amesema nothing new under the sun, but under our sun is still new. Kwa sababu sasa sisi hatukuwa hapo hiyo wakati ikifanyika.
Okay, unajua kitu
tuna experience as it comes.
It's not new under the sun, but it's new to
the sun.
To the sun himself.
Bali itabidi tu mumendea school fees ba.
Is it not making sense? We are the sons. Everything is new to us.
What is new to you this week?
The first experience is always new to you.
But
it's not new to the other. Don't get? Wewe kuanguka inaweza kuwa ni first time yako kuanguka, but imaanishi kwa dunia watu waangukangi. So it's a new experience to you, but not to the world.
Nothing.
I think that's what you said. That's what it means.
Amesema nothing new under the sun.
Under the sun.
Experiences are always new to the individual.
Exactly. Even ndivyo maisha iko na tunakubali.
So what's new this week or what has been happening?
Bana, mimi kuna story nimeona hapo ya anaitwa nani huyo amechomwa na acid.
The lady.
Na hiyo kitu imeleta changamoto. changamoto ama zinaitangwa ni
Chamsha bongo.
unajua yeye nje ndiye mwalimu wa Kiswahili.
Ni sasa unajua changamoto ni kwa lugha ya
Challenges.
Kimombo.
What are challenges?
Changamoto ni challenges.
So it has brought a challenge to the society. If you think of it anyway. So kuchomwa kwake naona imeraise a lot of questions. Imeraise a lot of concerns. The way people are viewing it. And before we even go to kujua what people are saying out there about it, I believe everyone here has their opinion on hiyo story vile. I guess nyi wote mmeshaona hiyo story somewhere across our media. So I think you have an idea of what it really entails. But tunaweza elezea kwa kifupi. Kwa lugha ya Kiswahili tunaweza elezea kidogo. Hata kama mimi sijui Kiswahili za zingine ni challenge, acha tutumie Kizungu yenye najua. So the lady actually alimwagiliwa acid and the so called I think side tutamwita is the ex husband or ex boyfriend of several issues that they had kwa hiyo relationship na dem akaamua kusoma. So I don't know what you think about the approach this guy had. They have get to that extent. What do you really think came to his mind?
Unajua I think ndo tupate like the context, tunaweza sema it's quite a complicated story. But tuachane na the other parties involved, to concentrate na wawili. Unajua okay, inaweza kuwa alikuwa frustrated, unaona? And sometimes inakuanga ukijaribu kuwa frustrated, ukijaribu kuface the cause of your frustration, if there is no reciprocation in the attempt, then you start sasa hiyo frustration ina build, inaanza kukua rage until sasa vitu kama hizi zina happen, unaona zikifanyika.
But unajua okay, I can agree with what you're saying. Tumeona ni kama alikuwa ameinvest so much into the relationship from what we can hear, unaona. And probably ile acceptance ya kuachwa ndio it hard, so akaona lazima afanye kitu at the end of
actually wanasema alikuwa ameshajaribu mpaka kucommit suicide alafu akashindwa. So I think ndo ifike to this point, it was like ile unavila kwambia ina build to rage mpaka yani na ku explosive rage.
Yeah. Kama chili wewe unaona vipi?
Mi opinion yangu nasema as a whole nasema tu never invest in people apart if they're not your kids. So I'm just saying in terms of even nakuwa specific, even if you're a woman, don't invest in a man, or a man not investing in a woman. Why? Kila msee anafatua kuosha work on themselves. Mkipatana you pick up from there. So unaona saa hii situation based na my understanding ni the guy was trying to put or add more value to the lady, and then the lady unajua saa akiendanga huku chuo the thing is he goes there now, he meets other guys whom she feels they are more value than the one now providing even the school fees.
Wenye support
namsupport manzejo. You don't know the sacrifices this guy is making, and just from learning from the school of life, it's human nature. People will never appreciate the good, so usifanye kitu like with expectation or sijui ati kuna kitu na expect ama it return back. Let people work on themselves. So if the lady was really like anadma kwenda shule, she will just figure it out. So when a man unaamua kutake your responsibility, and sometimes it also happen vice versa, a woman decides to take the responsibility to educate the man the man will go to the school and then anaenda apatana today mapo hivo and then anaanza kuangalianga mtu wake anasema mi unajua sasa hii juu naendanga hii chuo I think sasa hii ndio klasi yangu so wacha tu watu they work on themselves. Kila mtu ajicreate tu value yake. We utaattract mwenye ako hiyo value yako. We kama unataka mtu ashasoma, unataka daktari, we ende ukitafutana na madaktari, usiende kutafuta mtu msomesha kwa daktari.
But at least pia wewe umejijenga to that level.
See, because that's why we unataka daktari. I don't know why.
I would
why
think
saying no.
No, I would think una assume yeye alikuwa anataka daktari, but pengine alikuwa na make investment for the future. In what aspect?
No investment.
You want to go to a certain place. Si ndio? Na kama tuseme for example watu wanataka kutoka hapo unaenda Nakuru, uko na gari, uko na aina spare. You have to account for the fact that something might happen on the way. Utaenda utafuta spare weke kwa hiyo gari ukienda hiyo safari, si ndio? Same kwa kila relationship. Unataka ku attain a certain level, unasema I want to be here financially, I want to be here in terms of development, not only for you, even for your kids and future generations. As much as tunataka kusema mtu mmoja haizifanya hivyo, you need for both of you to be at a certain level for you to maintain that type of lifestyle. So this is a future investment. My question comes into this person mwenye, any person within the situation mwenye anajua this is not my type. Ujaanza kujua huyu si type yako after umesoma. From the word go, you already knew this is not your type, this is not where you want to be, but wewe unatumia this as a means to an end. I'd say that it would be wiser for you to let the person know by this is a means to an end for me. So if you are going to do this, this is what I'm about to offer for this, or this is what I'm going to do in terms of repayment, in terms of future. But usiache mtu akue ana invest blindly to a future that you know is not feasible. Okay, mi siwezi sema when you say ati tafuta mtu mwenye amefika hapo, unajua it becomes complicated. Just because mtu ni daktari, si kusema ati anaweza taka ku advance masomo but pengine ana hizo finances. Akwambia check, this is where I want to be in life. But because it's a partnership, unasema okay, I'd be willing to help you reach there that we can reach someone else.
Don't help baba, don't help man. Let people work themselves out how they get there. Kuna jamaa fulani tunamjuaga, is a very known fitness guy, yeah? The way he transitions from lawyers to lawyers. Kuna time nilikuwa namsikiza kwa podcast fulani anasema he has a thing for lawyers. So if you have a thing for lawyers, if you leave this socialite who is a lawyer, nimesema hivyo ndo mjue ni mjamaa mgani.
And then wakati tulisema mbeleni huko
nilishajua, and he put himself in a position whereby he'll get another lawyer. It's the same case na explain ikisema. So if you have just a thing for specific people, doctors or lawyers, just meet them. Don't go trying to play God. Unataka kujifanya sawa ndio savior. Captain America unataka kuja kulipia school fees.
But this is you assuming he wanted a doctor.
No.
Okay, we used doctors
not assuming,
No, but for him, he thinks that this is a want this guy wanted. It is not a want he wanted.
But you know why?
But even though you're not supposed not to play parent in the sense that you're the one paying school fees, that's what I'm against. If this lady kulikuwa na fulfillment fulani alikuwa anaona like in a career anafaa kufulfill kitu, anataka kwenda shule, let just her work it out. You did not meet her kujifanya mzazi wake. She has parents, right? There's a reason why walimfikisha hata kama kukuwa na finances, then ni hapo ndo ilikuwa level yake. So you take from there, because you take from there as a husband and she has to come in as a wife.
Kwa hivyo mambo ya ku-advance kimasomo kinini,
your investment, ishi hapo, but ajijenge, but don't invest on the mama. You invest in the kids that you'll have with the mama.
Okay, now the question I would ask in this sense ni, okay, ajijenge. wouldn't that take the time that she's supposed to be a wife? Shouldn't she now be busy looking for ways to kujaribu kujijenga to that level yenye yeye anataka, instead of taking that energy and channeling it to the family?
So hapo ndo nasema if she's still like obsessed because akona hii wantia anataka kuwa at this position in the career field, let her be, where you can do other things or you can look for other people. If it happens hukupata mtu and now she's done, you can come back, maybe you'll find each other. I'm bro, mi nakwambia life, mi nakwambia life,
makes sense by
na make sense.
You-
It means she's not ready for you. She has other things which are more of priority. Wachana naenda asome amalize. You're not there to you're not there to be a parent. You are like, no, you're not there to be a parent to her. You are there to be a parent to the kids that you'll have. You continue creating value on you. Don't start creating value on her, because now she'll leave you. I'm
No,
not
but
speaking.
that is
I'm
not
not
always
speaking.
the case. I
No,
remember
it's not-
a few episodes back I was telling you about Time Master K. I don't know if you remember me giving that story of his mother and his dad.
Yeah.
You remember? This is a matter of integrity. Waona, anyone mwenye uko na yeye, it doesn't matter whether it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. It's a matter of integrity. We have seen even family member do that to other family members. Utamsaidia afike place anataka kufika. This is your brother, your sister. Unafanya hivyo for the betterment of the family. But when it is your turn for you to need the help and the assistance, they are not there. Kwa hivyo ufai kusema ati it's a matter of sijui, it's just a matter of integrity. Integrity ni nini? Mimi Luchele nikuja nikwambia nataka unisaidie nifike place fulani, and I'm very sure nikifika me kwangu wewe, it's a means to an end. From the word go, I should let you know, so that if you're making that decision, you already have a conscious mind of this is not something we are built for both of us, is something I'm helping you build for yourself. That way mi naweza kwambia check you out of this. Kama niyo madamu naambia okay, kama ni hivi mi nataka watoto wawili, you agree, si ndio? Ama whatever you want from that person, you agree, si ndio? When both of you have met your deal, then if you still want to stay together, sawa. Kama yeye ameona anataka kwenda kwingine, well and good, because as you are saying it is an investment you are making, so you should see returns for your investment. And that is the problem, because huyu mtu ana make investment in blind faith akisema this is for us, not for you ama for me, it is for us as a family. For me na huwa na reason hivi. Say for example you find a person mwenye for whatsoever reason akupata ku advance in their education. It's not that they are stupid, but they didn't have that opportunity through finances or other factors. Then you guys have started life, nini, everything is okay, nini. And then you happen to umepass. Sindio? You guys maybe had one or two toys hapo na pale. And now sasa, the responsibility of bringing up these kids now passes down to her. Whatever resources ulikuwa nazo, I could imagine they are not surplus to a point that zitakuwa ni generational wealth. So you also need someone who is capable of looking after your generation, which is your kids. Someone who is able to maintain that standard of, kama ni ile shule ulikuwa na manage kuwalipia, you need someone who is able to step in and make sure that these kids don't lose ile picha ulikuwa umewaplania. Because I'd bet even saizi vile tumekaa hapo, unajua I want my kids to go to this certain school, I want my kids to do this and this and that, and whatever you do in life is a matter of this is how I want my generation to look. Una work towards that as a person, sindio? That entails even partner wako mwenye mko na yeye. If for whatever reason you happen not to be there, you are you like kata kwa hiyo deathbed yako uko like okay, whether she goes to someone else ama not, but hiyo investment yenye nimeweka kwake, it is for me and my kids. Najua our toy, they are in good hands.
Ana fill the gap.
So yeah, so when you say wewe ati mimi sasa sifai kuingililia hiyo position, then you also leave your generation in a place of uncertainty, kwa sababu sasa yeye atatoka hapo ende kwa mwanaume mwingine na watoto wako watakuwa in the mercy of this other person. So what is your take on that? Na tuanze na Joey hapa. kwa sababu anasema una make sense.
No. Okay. One thing najuanga, and just to expound this in a different angle, is that naturally women will always love somebody with a condition, unlike men. Unajua where as a man you just love genuinely, you're not expecting anything, but women always have conditions, and these conditions doesn't have to be things that they say. Nugget.
Okay.
Hata kwa hii situation unaweza pata huyu dem, maybe assumption, because I don't know what happened, but if I can assume and say probably aliangalia kona, okay, this guy is educating me, right? So I'll just love him for the time being. Hiyo ni condition amejiwekea juu yeye anataka kulearn. Nugget. So hiyo story ya kulearn ikiisha, mapenzi inaishia wapi? Hapo.
But unaona sasa that is a one-sided thing. That is my point.
It's one-sided, sikatai. Okay? But again, tunafaa tuangalie, okay, you as a man, are you not supposed to be at the first beginning a relationship as the man, mwambie, okay, I need clarity from you. Okay, najua ni responsibility yake as a partner bring about clarity. But if it starts with you, are you really sure it end up kama hivi ilikuwa?
Yeah.
If wewe umekuja umesema bedhe mi relationship yangu nataka ikuwe hivi na hivi. If somebody can't fit in, they're supposed to walk out. Right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Abana dandia mambo anasema. According to what I said.
He just explained it.
No, because one thing nataka uelewe ni moja. Vile nilikwambia ni mambo ya integrity. Vile amesema that comes into integrity.
Yeah.
Ndio?
Yeah, that's integrity.
Yeah, afai kukua na mimi sifai ni kuuliza Lucheli ati what do I get from here? You are supposed to tell me from the word go niambie cheki. Mimi nataka nikuwe daktari, but this is the thing. Nikifika hapo, I'm not sure bado ndakupenda. So let's make a deal. Wewe unataka ku make investment. What do you want from this? If we don't end up being together. Na wewe niambie, me kama this is what you're offering, I don't feel like nataka ku place my investment hapa. Let me go to someone else. Because this is the thing. Kila mtu hapa vile amesema men love unconditionally, but also men have to be practical in terms of future endeavors. Vile life yako iko, and that includes your partner and your kids. No. So wakati wewe unasema it's not your job, yes it is not your job to be the father. At no given time is it your job to take over where the father of this person left over. Because you come there as a husband, sindio?
Where another father failed.
Yeah, it is not your job to rectify the failure.
You're not supposed to refill that space.
Where another father failed.
It is not your job, sindio? But his failures will still affect you.
They will not affect you.
No,
They will.
They will.
How
His failures.
How will they affect you?
That is what I asked
Itaku
you.
affect. If mtu akurezo well na mzazi, right? Okay? And you want to be with them. At some point, they are going to behave in a way of how they were taught by their parents. And if a certain thing was not met, they will start trying to be with it in that relationship. Again. So usipojua from the word go, utaenda up kukosana huko mbele.
See that's where like mnakosana kukosana is not a bad thing. Watu wanakosana na mnaachana. That's me I'm telling you. Mnakosana na mnaachana. Me I'm telling you, let me tell you something about what I understand about women. You know, for us men, mimi kitu moja najuaga, that's why they use this phrase that men are like dogs, of which I don't agree with. For us men, we can sleep.
You know, dogs are the most royal animal in the world.
I know. You can.
I just wanted to point across.
Okay, let me finish my point. So you know, for us, we can sleep with different women, but unajuaga tu ule ndo mama. For women to sleep with you, it has to be emotional. So, you know, for you to decide like you want this person to be your wife, she has to mirror what you want. Women mirror what men want, in the sense of best na history umesema, if a woman truly loves you, haizi kuja na demands na kuambia, you know me, I want to be a lawyer. It has always been in me being a lawyer. So as much as you're moving forward, is it possible if you can invest in me? When you invest in me, it's like as if you're investing in us, in our future. Bro, siwezi kudanganya. Any woman anakuambia kitu kaa hiyo, ako tu hapo kukutumia.
Okay, unajua if she has made a clarity, unajua kama vile umesema vizuri,
Even huyo amesema like tukue logical, tuweke like sasa tuweke vitu like for example I'm going to make this investment and this is how I want it to work for us.
but you see it happens.
So umesema kitu kaa hiyo.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
but
happens.
okay.
No,
how
how many times have you had how many times have you had that another partner, it's not about men investing, even a woman investing in a man. How many times it has worked
let me
out?
give you an example.
Give me one.
What happens is I saw a certain law iko US based whereby you come to, you are dating YouTube as a partner, okay? But you have agreed it's for 2 years. These 2 years tunajengana. Unaget? Then after kujengana, hiyo 2 years ikiisha, tuone okay, wewe umeachieve kenye ulikuwa unataka, mimi nimeachieve kenye nilikuwa nataka. Right? If you decide to part ways, no problem. You decide to continue now as a couple, it's okay. Unaona? Hiyo ni clarity from day one. Mlisema mimi naingia kwa hii relationship, I want first to build myself. Na wewe unataka kujibuild, si ndio? But you agree, mnasema okay, kila mtu anataka kujibuild. Right? That's the thing. Wewe uko na target zako za maisha, wewe uko na zako. Unaona? If you decide that's the only thing that is going to keep you intact, you come to an agreement. If it's not what is going to keep you intact, then what's the point of even starting it? Sijui kama una get point nasema.
Backing it up a bit, wakati yeye alisema men love unconditionally, you know, when you love someone unconditionally, it means you want to improve that thing. Utaki ikae tu vile uliipata. So whenever okay, mkikaa mtu tu na chini, you ask them okay, what is your life's desires and wants and what unataka kujua. Do you also have an ambitious person? You pia huwezi kaa tu na mtu ndee yako tu. You want to see what kind of ambition does this person have. And my point went back to, you will not always be there in terms of financial support. Do sometimes unaweza umeenda job, an accident has occurred, umekuwa paralyzed, you can't work as you used to. Hata kama unapewa pension, you won't be paid as much money as an active worker. Sindio? You need to know, hata kama it's not for you, you need to know, if I have kids, these kids, like their life is going to be better. Like, I don't know if ushaiona wale wazazi, let me talk about, ushaishi kwa plot yenye mko na different tribes.
Yeah.
Sorry to use the term tribes. Si ushaishi kwa plot mko na to different tribe.
Hey.
Kitambo tulikuwa tunakaa kwa plot, and then we used to have this Luo family. And I think the mzae was like an engineer or something. Okay? So he used to earn good money. Sawa? Then wamechukua nyumba kama 4-5 hapo. Okay? The wife is not working. So he's taking care of the wife, the kids, pengine the brother ama the sister. Okay? Wako like 3-4 houses in the same plot too.
Yeah.
This man is managing to pay all those houses. Ana manage kuwapea food. Ana manage kupea watoi schooling na nini. Si wako hapo? This is a sole provider. Now I want you to see what happens. They have a certain standard of life yenye wanaishi, because it was a pretty good flat, hiyo place tulikuwa tunaishi. Then come 2 years, 3 years down the line, the man gets sick. Mara ya kwanza, the first 3 months amekuwa covered na the company, mambo ya insurance nini. So he gets better. He goes back to work. 2-3 months down the line, he gets worse. Now he's not working. So what happens? Hii income imekuwa stalled. This is the sole breadwinner. Kids stop going to school. Rent stops getting paid. Food starts being scarce. Kwa nini? Because he was the only person earning. 4 months down the line, the man dies. So ni aje, hata hakuna pesa ya kutosha ya kumpeleka ushago akazikwe. So ni watu waanze kufanya harambee, tumeanza kuitwa plot, kila mtu nini, wacha tupeleke baba nani. And baba nani was a very kind guy. Hata yeye akipatana na wewe hapo, ni aje Lucheli, shika 500. So baba nani goes, gets buried. but now the people come back to Nairobi because hata ushago hakuna kitu inaendelea. Why? This guy pesa yake yote alikuwa na maintain watu Nairobi, hata hajafanya investment ingine. Because regardless of how much money you want, unajua wewe kura na household daily basics, it's quite an expense.
Expense, yeah.
Sindio? Now una account for the fact that you have like 6-7 kids in school and the requirements of also that. So what happens? So ni mama nani sasa anze vibarua kufua nguo. Lucheli nikuuliza, wewe madam atafua nguo ngapi kwa siku ndio aweze kusustain your household? Mama nani starts getting depressed, starts being violent towards the kids, abusive. Because atafanya nini? The pressure is too much. The breadwinner is gone. So nani kuuliza swali moja, if baba nani had invested in, for example, just a basic course, hata asimpeleke akue daktari ama nini, just a basic course on mama nani angekuwa na skill ya kufall back to from the word go. This family, yes, ingekuwa less better off, but not to that extent where things start going south very fast. Unaona?
Yeah.
So when we are talking of even the reality of it all, si mambo ya okay, anafaa kumira dream zako, yes. So what if you are not there? Does life stop for the people involved in that family? Kama yeye hamna watoto, okay, yeye ata move on to the next husband, no problem. But what of your kids? These are your generation, these are your fruits, these are who, yani wakienda watakuwa nasema, unajua ukizaa unaacha kuitwa Lucheli, unaanza kuitwa baba nani. And even when you die, that title doesn't go away because you are no longer there. Watakuwa nasema baba nani alienda, watoto wake wameachwa wakiwa aje. So when you speak of this investment, wacha kuangalia from a point okay, mimi nakusaidia wewe uende uniache. No, fikiria from a point of this is someone making an investment for the family. The problem comes in, mimi nafanya in the belief that nafanya for the both of us, but wewe uko na another exterior motive. That is why nilikwambia, if I tell you okay, unaweza taka kurudi shule, yeah, so it is for you to be logical, uniambie cheki, mimi nikirudi shule nisome, I'm not very sure bado tutakuwa pamoja nikimaliza. So kama unataka ku make investment, what would you want in return?
But unajua
No, they will never pay you. Either gender, not women, not men. After the investment,
there's something you can never pay.
They'll never pay.
So,
And this is where women not women. This is where human beings. Kuna ile phrase wasema sema siku kuambia unisaidie.
That is true.
Understand?
Well in need.
Hapana. Well in need. While people are desperate, they'll go like on their knees anakuambia niko hivi. And it's not about hata dio scenario peke yake. Even in many scenarios, tunaweza attach to that one. You'll help them once they are out. Like it's in human nature, most of them they'll say, yo, si kukuambia unisaidie.
But unajua shida inakuanga wapi? Hapa kwa kusaidia. The problem inakuanga hapo kwa kusaidia. The moment unasaidia mtu, there are things, okay, sometimes msema ukiingia kwa relationship, if you decide to do some things, do them with an expectation that haitairudi. Unaget? If I'm investing in you, hata kiumane, you'll be like, okay, I played my part. Unaona, shida inatokeanga sasa umeanza kusit down, umesema
after all I did for you.
Na vile nimefanya hizi vitu zote alafu hakuna kitu.
Direct hapo bwana. After all I did for you.
Jamani wanasemanga maskini akipata
taka uliona.
Ndio sasa.
But unajua ni kwa nini? Let me tell you. Sisi wote hapa tunakuanga na intuition, si ndio? At some point your intuition will tell you something is not okay.
Yeah.
Uwezi niambie huyu jamaa ati aliamka asubuhi moja akaambiwa sasa you are not my type, ati aliona tu hiyo asubuhi.
Okay, what
at some point
the what happened ni the after the whole thing ile happen ashamtoka. This guy was not able to comprehend the fact that nimeachwa, nimefanya all this all this investment. Unaget? Hiyo part ya that's why unaambia ukifanya kitu no matter what kind of a thing you are doing, sometimes you have to think of it as something that even if it goes either way, you have to accept the terms with it. Unaget? Uko so sure sahi nikibai gari kuna kuanga na accident na neza did. You have to accept that.
But ukisema hivyo, now I would have to side na Lucheli wakati
Why?
alikuwa anasema
Why?
it is not your job.
Yeah, it's not
Sasa,
your job.
kufa gari, kufa dereva.
It's not your job.
Unajua ni
by
kwa
the way.
nini?
Because
Kwa nini mtu upende msee na wewe lazima kwani unamsomesha anyway? Wacha tuanzie hapo.
Okay,
What is the reason?
nasema.
Unajua kuna vitu zingine tunasemanga when you come to a relationship, kuna vitu zingine acha. Una get? You don't carry your baggage kutoka mahali umetoka unaenda kwa relationship.
and also
No, it's
perhaps
not
and also perhaps when you're going
Guys,
when you're going to this
Unasema,
relationship
kama
when you're going to
ulifunza
this
katika class
relationship
4.
umempata kakiwa alikuwa class 4 alimaliza hivyo ulimpenda akiwa hivyo.
Ndio. Au kumpenda
So,
juu kama
kwanza
anakuja
sijui-
kusoma, ataenda tafute sponsorship ya Equity huko asome.
Exactly.
No, it's true. Ama
Exactly.
aombe help loan asome.
Mm.
You don't have to educate someone at some point.
Naenda kujifanya wazazi.
Wewe kwa tu good man. Tuliongea kuhusu nice man na ilikuwa nice man na good man.
Maoni yako
Alikuwa-
director. Nimeshindwa vile nitasema hata mimi sasa.
But the basis of everything ni wacha kukuanga tu na clarity. I think hiyo ndio kitu inaleta a lot of understanding. Hiyo zikuwa hata si kwa relationship.
But okay, kuna watu wanakupatia false clarity then. Kwa sababu I would hope huyu jamaa akifanya hii investment alikuwa naomba usione ni kama una lose, this is for our future. So in his mind that is why he had alikuwa like anangojea okay kuna returns. One way or another kuna returns.
Na hii returns unafaa
With
kwa
human beings hakunanga returns.
unafaa no
Like-
iko whether it's bad or good. But the acceptance ndio shida.
Unless they are your kids and even sometimes you have seen
Akipoleni kwa kucheka lakini vile director anatuangalia.
No, but it's
skia unless they are your
Oh, yeah.
kids
Mbona
and also
kuangalia
nowadays
hivyo lakini?
sometimes we have had many scenarios whereby people watu wanasomesha watoto wao and they don't end up helping the parents because the parents are thinking like the kids are investment and
No,
in our world
exactly.
right now
Na hiyo ndio
it
shida
is
inatuua.
and in the world we are living right now it is the responsibility of the parents to educate the children without expecting any return. That's your responsibility because you brought them to this world.
Unajua
Hivyo
unajua
ukitaka
clarity-
kuitwa baba ya mtu pia you have to take the consequences of what comes with that.
unajua hii clarity it doesn't start. Unajua kuna vitu zingine by the way we never think of them. I normally see nowadays even in kwa hizi family gatherings unasikia unajua hata discussion ili happen lini umestukia umeambiwa wewe sasa cousins utatoa 5,500 nobody involved you.
Ni responsibility yako as part
no, it's
bloodline
not.
yako inasoma huko.
No, it's not. Mi husema kuna vitu zingine zinafaa kuwa clear. If you never involved, how do you know I'm able to provide that 5,000 as a cousin? Ukisema
Yes,
kila
assume you-
cousin toa 5k, who told you have that capacity to get that? Hata muku ni involved kwa discussion. Muliongea huko, then you just come and say, okay, now every cousin, every uncle, every auntie has to remove this kind of money.
Yeah, okay,
Unaona? There is no clarity.
okay, tukae tu chini tuseme ukweli, kila familia iko na watu wenye wana making a decision for the rest of the
No,
family.
not in this era. You have to sit down. Wacha nikwambie. If you can never change something when you have the energy to do it, it will keep on repeating itself. Utairepeat hadi sasa ikiwa kwa akili yako inakuwa ni something normal.
Okay, naulize. Speaking of which, wakati mnaona culture kama ya Wahindi, how they live together. Also Sudanese, I think wanakuanga na the same culture where they live together as extended family, in-laws and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then now we have our cultures where ukifika a certain age wewe unatoka unaenda una rent peke yako. What is your opinion on that? Do you think like for us we are not able to become as wealthy as these families kwa sababu now tukitoka instead of pulling resources, hizo resources zinakuwa pulled out instead, yani hatuna ile pooling of resources in short.
Actually mi nikiweza isema I'll give it in a different, nitaisema in a very different angle. Because as much as they live as a family ama wana investing as a family, these guys at some point are very limited to a lot of things. Na pia there are so many factors zinafanyanga wakosani na society. If you check clearly, they do. Example, kuna hii place hapa Lang'ata, hii estate ya Wahindi. those guys Bangladesh, I think that's what people call it. Wahindi wamejaa huko, they have their own apartments, wamenunua so many apartments, wamerent huko naget na imefika to a point that wewe kama Mkenya huwezi enda huko. Ukienda huko wanakufukuza, no, you don't belong there. Naget,
But in reality you don't.
no, what? Okay,
Just because you're a Kenya, you don't belong in their community. That is
it's
their
not
community.
about that. I don't know whether you're thinking what I'm saying.
Let's not diverse.
Like-
wacha amalize hiyo point
Like
ya
unakuwa expounded, like you never get to that point, ati huwezi enda kwa kutembea.
Oh,
Naget.
okay.
They have now their own rules, they come up with their own rules, their own regulations, which is against what we know. Unaona? Okay, that was a different angle. Now umesema stories are, what do you think of if investing like that is, it's okay?
Yeah, like that
Si
way
baya.
of life.
Si baya, it's a good way of life, okay? But pia ina limitingi msee kuwa na ile option ya what you want in life. Sisi wote tukana the same once in a life. Unaona? Juu biashara zao inakwanga you have to stick to the family business. And sometimes it does not interest you. We mko hapo hivi kazi yenu mnatengeneza huko mambao za kuuza na mabati. Labda wewe unataka kuwa musician.
Just sometimes what you want is not also good, what is good for you.
But you see, I'm not
no, but
expecting
me,
that.
if I was to answer that one, I'll say, I think our norm, yeah, design ya at least 21, 21, 22, 23, you can move out. I think it gives you, that early responsibility. There's a way it nurtures you. You start to mature as early as possible, because I've seen some Africans the same way umetumia Indians staying in the same house to pull resources. I've seen like and it happens mostly with ladies. Sometimes they don't move out as quick as possible. They're in their 30s.
As quick as possible. What do you mean?
See, because anajua
They take time to-
they take time, because
to make that decision.
there are some that they you comfort amepata at home. Bo unaweza toka tu ende uanze na kamati sulalange chini, you build from there,
That is true.
and then unaambia mdem atoki ache kwao kitanda ya 6x6
Aende alale chini ongori.
aenda lele chini aje. Do najua kuna wengine wamefanya, but majority they'll never leave that comfort, and it ends up, for example, watu wana reach their 30s, they're used to that comfort, and expectations zao zinakuanga expectations zinakuwa, no, me I'm looking for a man who already has built the same way like my
And that's the
parents,
condition.
and she just wants to move in. And you see, for the guy, for example, for this guy now to build up until 30s, mtu alitoka akiwa 23, the same lifestyle kunaishi kuwa 23, I don't expect kunaishi kuwa 27, 28, 29, 30. You keep on advancing, and life outside there, the independent, it keeps on teaching you a lot. By the time you're reaching 30, you know a lot. You think different than, like, you cannot take a 30-year-old man who has been staying alone for like 7 years and take a 30-year-old man who has been staying with their parents the entirety of their life, uniambia wana reason the same. Huyu mwingine hata hajaijua venye sijui maji nalipwa aje ama bills nalipwa aje. This one, the other one already learned responsibilities kitambo sana.
But also, don't you think like hiyo kukaa pamoja as a family, not only for pooling resources, pia ina prevent vitu kama hizi zenye tunaona, where you find that, kwa sababu, okay, I would think if unataka kusema mimi nataka nisomeshe huyu dem, not for like ati ndio juu nataka akwe daktari ama nini, just because I want her to bring to increase the kind of productivity we have as a family. Now you take that to the family gathering ama place mna meet, and then you table it where people get to discuss, and then sasa wana make that unanimous decision, which means also she will be held to keep her side of the bargain when all this is over, because sababu kuna watu at any given time wana monitor to make sure she's in the straight and narrow.
And that's the problem.
Let me address the problem. You know, you umesema ti watu wanamkeep to make sure she's straightened to the which arrow?
Straight and narrow.
narrow.
Like ako
Stated.
engaged to
You know
something.
when unaanza kukage a human being ati unamprevent usifanye hii,
They are not going to fit
they're
you.
not, yeah, actually they go out to become the opposite. That's why, for example, many parents, I'll say the risk with the boys are they leave the boys actually 21 years, go there out hustle. Most of the times these kids, they never become what the parents fear. For example, ataenda huko, maybe I lose focus. Actually it's where they get direction of life. They become like valuable people, because you go outside there, you know, manzi inyumba nisipolipa nitafukuzwa, na mi parole niambia nisirudi.
Tangu tuzaliwe to a point yenye unamaliza uni ama kole pale unafika, I think that is the same thing unaweza relate na hiyo story, kwa sababu it is not like kulikuwa na self will or tulikuwa tunataka ku think we have the will, self will, but we were always being forced to a certain direction. Uamke by 7 ama by 8 lazima ukwe class, uende lunch hii masaa, uwezi enda before you, hata kama unasikia njaa utoke shule hii masaa, ukienda home kuna hizi chores. Like for that period of 16-18 years you didn't have self will. You were trained to be a specific kind of person ama to turn out a certain way. So the only way you break out of that cycle ni wakati wewe umeenda kuishi peke yako. But even at that point umekuwa indoctrinated sana to a point I don't think you are able to comprehend whether una break out of the cycle ama you are still in the cycle. Jukiangalia unamka saa 2 na unamka 4, unajitayarisha cause you have to be at work at a certain time, unachukua break if you have a break, unatoka hapo unaenda home. Na even the days, this is the point I want you to get, ile siku yenye unatokanga job, sometimes you have early days zenye unatoka job mapema than rest of the day, pengine ni 1 day a week ama 2 days a week, si ndio? You don't tend to go home straight away, unatafutanga kitu ya kufanya ndio ile masaa umezoea kwenda home ifike uende, unaona? So it's like we are all in the same rat race but in a different way. Sisi wote tunadhani okay tuko na self will, but in reality I don't really think we have that self will yenye unataka kusema like usipush mtu to this direction, because sometimes that is what gives you the focus you need to achieve the things you want to achieve in life.
But don't you think we can change that?
We can, but it takes, you know, unajua like ini programming umewekewa for 16 years 17 years 18 years. Kwa wale wenye wamemaliza mapema wanamaliza na 16 years plus an additional 4 years, so at 21 ndo unatoka kwa hii rat race. Do you think hiyo kitu na break na 1 ama 2 years? It requires you a minimum of half that lifespan ku break. That is why unaonanga wase wengi wanasema life starts at 40, because at 40 umebreak ile doctrine yenye uliekwa, umebreak ingine ya mambo ya work schedule. Sasa umeunderstand as a person, this is where I'm supposed to be, this is how I can, hata nikifanya hivi it's not wrong just because it is against what everyone else is doing. Unaona? Because you unaona like hapo ulitoka at 21, then you have an experience of 20 years. So at 40, sasa kutoka 40 all the way to 50s ama pali utakufia, umeunderstand vitu mingi. So hapo ndipo unaonanga people are actually quite different from what they used to be in their early days.
Though what I can say, kuna kitu literally alisema mtu boy ametoka kwa mta at around 20 early 20s na mwenye ametoka late 20s, those are two different things. Unaget? Utapata sasa ule mwenye ametoka huko late 20s ndiye ana find the hard challenge ya ku realize that I have been living in a this kind of a caged set of life. Unaona? Wewe umetoka ukiwa early 20s, by the time unafika 26 umerealize vitu mob uko ile hadi point ya unajua I don't need to do this. Yes, we have always been told unafaa ufanyange hivi as a man, but una realize okay, this somehow is wrong. You already ushakuwa exposed early na umejua ule mzee yako pale hivi kwao hana ile thought ya kukaa akuwe creative. Okay, there are some who are creative but not in real life situations. Unaget? Yeye ataingia online aone mtu amepeana story yake then aanze kurelate, aanze kuwa creative. But wewe umeexperience in real time. Unaona? You have to make your own decision. Unajua ukishatoka ile at 20 umeshatoka kwako, uko kwako kwa nyumba, ndio unajua nimelipwa pesa salaries, right? Niko na rent. Niko na transport. Niko na pesa yangu ya emergency. Ati hata nikigonjeka saa hii sipigi mtu simu. Nachukua do yangu nijipeleke usi, right? Ule mse ako kwa home, as much as ako na hiyo mind, ako na ile comfort ya si mzazi yako hapa. Hata nikigonjeka si wataniona wanibebe. Una get? Hata nikitaka kitu fulani naweza mwambia mom ama dad nisaidie 1 2 3 things. But ukiwa mbali na una experience your own life, before you even take that phone upige simu, utawa consider it, okay, juu nampigia, am I sure ako na hii pesa at this time, ama anaweza nisaidia na hii situation at this time.
Actually inakuanga, I think ni when worst comes to worst ndio unapiga hiyo simu.
But ukiwa pale nyumbani, comfort zone. Yani comfort zone.
Unajua kijana mwenye ameshatoka at 21. Wacha tumia another scenario na kijana mwenye so like ako 29 na kijana amewekwa like amefika until 29. You know, for example, let's say these people that are not earning that well. What wako 29 ule mwenye anakanga kwao also is earning, na huyu mwenye ashatoka they're earning. Maybe they're earning the same salary but they're not earning that well. There are some things, for example, huyu mwenye alikuwa anakaa kwao akitoka 29 ati kuna wines and blankets.
Suppose umeataka certain group of people.
Tiko ni 6,000. Ye bado angalia life anafikiria. Then kuna wale alitoka mapema anaangalia wines and blanket. You need tiko tu peke yake 6k. And then mnafaa mfike huko mjisikie boti. Then kuna food, kuna nini. Why not ni buy wine yangu hapa, si niko na blanket. I call my person, we have a good time.
I think personally nataka tu hiyo part ya I want us maybe in our next spot tuangalie hiyo part ya difference kutoka home mapema na nini, because that point when you umesema now comes into in terms of like poverty mentality. I don't want to go to it because sometimes also hata wenye wametoka nje wanamuanga kabaya ujitreat, but I think what you'd say ni times of frequency. Vile how long how frequent you do it, okay? But now tukiongea mambo ya vile tulikuwa tunaongea mambo ya like kuhold watu accountable. Coming back to this story, you come to hear that huyu dem na huyu jamaa, first the guy is married. No, even after he's doing all of this he's married. So now comes to your point where ulikuwa unasema you'd find maybe pengine huyu jamaa alikuwa bibi yake ameinvest kwake na yeye anainvest kwa mtu mwingine badala ya kuinvest in the same family. Which now proves your point pale ulikuwa unasema. But now ile swali lingine nilikuwa nataka niulize also comes to the same question. I think najirudia sana but ni vile hata mimi iko ina make sense. Huyu dem alikuwa na contact wife ya huyu jamaa akimwambia mimi ndio second wife. Which now makes it a triangle. Unajua naitango the devil's triangle, the love triangle. So kwa hii triangle nasikia huyu wife hakuwa ana engage na huyu madam, but okay, let's assume aliamua okay we invest basi ka we are one big happy family, invest huko. So why in turn would this woman, if alikuwa anajua she's here for the financial benefit, mbona alikuwa na alikuwa na take hizi vitu akijua, unajua like if you look at the brain power behind hadi kuvuta wife yao mjamaa hapa. Unajua it takes a special kind of person.
True.
Si ndio? Kuvuta huyu wife hapa kumwambia I'm the second wife and nini, and then all of these resources that were depleted from this side came to your side. And then after wewe umebenefit vile ulikuwa unataka unaambia huyu mwingine. I think that is why, okay, I don't want to assume but I would think that is why the guy went to such extent of doing what he did.
Lakini acha tuseme ukweli kwanza you need to heal. Wajua ndio ufikie that point. Wewe kwanza heal, acha baggage za hiyo relationship wacha kuleta huko kwingine. Then if you look at that scenario, you see, heal from something, it comes from mental to emotional and then to physical. Get?
Physical ndio ya mwisho. Lakini mentally lazima kwanza ukubali. Okay, tuliachana. Huyu mtu ameshaenda amebuild familia, I don't need to intervene that. Unaget? Hata huyu mwanaume anafaa kurealize okay,
nilispend all my energy there doing this thing, alafu imeshapotea. I need to accept, okay, ni sawa, imesha happen, right? Acceptance kwanza inaanzianga hapo, wewe ku comprehend what happened before and after. Unaona? Juu the moment umestick tu hapo, lazima kutakuwa tu na issues whether you like it or not.
Lakini I think unapata tuja address patenya tuja address. I think also we have to, it's not that I'll call it certain, we should not also justify whatever the guy did. We should condemn, I think, and we condemn it as a podcast in the sense that when you decide, for example, to invest in someone else and then more change, do it from a point of ile design wanasemanga tenda mema nenda zako, like I've done it wholeheartedly. Because you know, when someone now decides to take matters on their own hand, kuchukua chemical kuchoma mwingine, like I make sense in any way.
No, have to endorse first tuseme hivyo, but then again we are not going to remove the human aspect from it. The human aspect from it ni nini? This guy is hurt, okay? Is hurt. What he did is wrong. Hakuna siku violence itawai so anything. Juu hata sahi okay amemchoma. After hapa pengine ataenda afanywe plastic surgery arudi vile alikuwa. Ama arudi akiwa peng kuliko hivyo.
Hizi rudi akiwa peng like asha mwaribia.
Okay, yes, one or another. Now the technology is there, is not like before. But the thing is, this one does not equate to the financial burden that he has gone through or the strain from his other marriage. No. But as much as tunaipiga sisi kama podcast, let's look at the aspect of the spiritual aspect whereby hawa watu wawili walikuwa church, walikuwa choir members. And I would believe this same church knew that the guy is married kwa sababu kama pengine he has been a member of the church for quite some time. Pengine alikuwa anakuja na bibi yake mwingine hapo because they met in the church, si ndio? And we see that it came to this point where jamaa amefanya hii kitendo and the church maybe never condemned the whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume they didn't, but I would assume they also didn't kwa sababu imefika to that extent. No. So I would say personally this is a failure of the community as a whole. Juu ukiangalia okay, ujamaa kona wazazi, the other wife akona wazazi, even the lady hapa akona wazazi. I would assume ndio mfike to this extent, everyone, even the church elders and whatever they involved in this whatever knew what is going on, but no one took the obligation ama prerogative ya ku condemn ama okay to try and figure out what is going on. That is where we are at this point, because ukisikia jamaa amejaribu ku commit suicide, though it tells you this was not his first instinct. Nona. And maybe for whatsoever reason pengine alijaribu ku find refuge in friends, church, what, kujaribu mtu kufanya it make sense, vile alikosa akaona okay, can me lose, also you have to lose something. But no, hata to assume hata udema amepass after amefanywa kitendo alipass. Wajua also the guilt that comes with that, it doesn't, there is so many things that could happen, Rona. But the problem is there is a root cause for this problem. Juicy ewa kwanza. If you look down this last year, there was also a certain case, mtu amesomesha mtu ati alikuwa anafanya nursing, ameuza shamba.
Hiyo story ndio kwa maana hiyo story, ngoja before you make a point, hiyo story kwa maana nasema in short, please let's stop investing in people and then you start having these expectations. Don't try to be a parent. Kama umepata na msee akiwa hivyo, you liked him akiwa class 3 dropout, just love him the same way. Just don't invest.
Usianza ku upgrade
and this jua tinataka akuwe graduate.
No, and another thing is, as much as the whole story may come up, I believe gender-based violence is a two-way traffic thing. I believe when we talk about GBV, we talk about two genders that we perfectly know. And we have seen so much has happened kwa dem that it may affect this, the public figures, you know. Tumeona watu wengi wakishow up for the lady And we have also seen men. I remember the case of this guy was Steve something mwenye alichomwa na maji.
Yeah.
He's a guy, right? But nobody showed up the compassion that is there right now.
Actually,
Nobody
that
showed
reminds
up
me,
to
kuna pia
take-
ujamaa last month,
take
I
the
think,
whole
the one who was, the manhood was chopped off.
Yeah,
Walikuwa
the
wanamrecord hadi amekaa hapo ana bleed nini, then they are placing his other member, half of his member hapo. No. And this was a woman who committed this crime. Okay, staki tuenda hivi juu tukienda hivi itakaa ni kama we are condoning what this guy did and we are fighting this.
No. Okay, what we are simply saying is, we are not even again. We are not even at tuna support huyu jamaa what he did, right?
Yeah.
What we are trying to say is the compassion yenye inaonyeshana to the girl child when such a thing happens should be the same thing inaonyeshwa kwa the boy child, right?
Yeah.
Kama huyo Steve, the woman who did that, she's still free outside there,
Yeah.
right? Tumeona everyone anajaribu kuadvocate huyu jamaa afanywe nini, afanywe justice. Unaona, the rate at which we respond to issues should be equal when it comes to such things of gender violence, gender-based violences. Si kumaanisha okay, it's bad, ili happen, right? But hata ikihappen kwa boy child, wacha the same knife to cut both side.
Najua sasa shida ni zile misemo tunatumianga wakati mtu anasema kufa kimwanaume.
Hatukatai kukufa kimwanaume does not mean that there are things unakufia kila kitu, unaget?
Okay, me I understand what you are saying.
Not everything unakufia.
And this vile anasema tuweko his words ni ukiangalia the people who show up for women's side of the victimhood, they are very quiet when it comes to when men are the victims from the other gender. Unaona?
Yeah.
Now this sets a precedent that even now madem, okay, kala still unakumbuka ule dem alipigwa shoka for the same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Na ni kwa
It's
sababu
very
nini?
tragic
Huyu
also.
jamaa aliuza shamba, amepewa inheritance, ameuza, amekopa loans, ameuza sijui nduthi. Udem amegraduate, the same day amegraduate. The following week amechukwana na jamaa mwingine, anza kumwambia sasa wewe si class yangu tena. And this guy lost control. Akaenda akachukua shoka akakuja akamwekelea kichwa.
Yeah.
Unaona? We lost 2 lives there. Why? Because no one is willing to face the root cause of this problem. No one is taking these other people, holding them accountable for the action. Wanaume wanashikwa, yes, wanafungwa na nini. But it is a continuous process. Why? Because if the other gender, okay, sorry to say, okay, ule hakukuwa hapo kuheldiwa accountable, amepass. And the others wenye tumesikia wameuliwa. But now, we should also see to a point where if any of this, be it a man or a woman, takes advantage financially of the other person, irregardless of what situation it was, they should be taken action for. Sindio? To discourage other people from taking the same route.
Yeah, for me,
I think
as we wind up,
as we wind
maybe
up,
last remarks.
there's something I'll say. Yeah, ladies, let us be people who have wako na ile stand yao, unaona? Na wache kucompete na men. You know, that's one thing also pay contribute. Ladies competing with men.
Wanting to be masculine.
Want me to be masculine. Hiyo kitu ni mbaya. Unaget? And ina raise a lot of things. It's a whole of things we can say about that. If we just go to venture into it. Unaona? So let us watu wamechanuka. Unajua kuchanuka ni ile
Standards to
knowing what needs to be done.
wakwe na principles.
Yes. That's the only thing itatusaidia. Other tukisema
me as we wind up, chenye naweza sema before NJ amalizie is the same thing that has been trending this week. Mi niko of that team, kijana kanichukua kanitengeneza.
No, those words are
Tuendelee hivyo
specifically for Cheli, not wakilisha podcast.
Not for wakilisha, this is just for
Those
Lucheli.
comments, tafadhali hizo comments ni za Lucheli akiwa peke yake.
umetrend. Watu
As a
walitengenezwa
soul.
kulingana na
Watu
Yeah.
watengenezane hivyo. Don't try and upgrade, tengenezana hiyo design.
don't try this at home.
No, vile mi nitasema ni as a society we are here to help each other become the best version of ourselves. Please be mature enough to be straightforward to your partner. And if you can't, unaona una maturity ya kukua an honest person, weenda tu kuwe nani.
Hakuna kuwa nani, hata nani pia anafaa kuwa transparent. So either way, just be transparent.
And on that case,
integrity. That case tupatane.
And then on that case tupatane another time. See you
when
till
we
next
see you.
time. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.